essa admiração. Ai, ai, amor, se me chega, se me fala, se me roubas el coração.
Hello, welcome to the Michael Soli Show, episode 2. We're calling this one Beleza, and it's featuring my good friend, Thiago Gusi.
Hello, everybody. Nice to talk to you. Nice to be here, Mike. Thank you very much for having me over. And yes, and why it's called Beleza, Mike?
Before we dive into the episode, I want to just mention the sponsor here, Bold. It's a neurotropic drink. It's being sponsored by the producer of this show. And our unofficial working tagline is, unlike another product on the market, Bold gives your wings wings.
Oh, double wings.
Angel's wings.
All right.
Okay, so we met, it's been less than a year. I've been in town for a long time, talent agency, performing. And we met in kind of an untraditional way. A lot of people approach me online and say, hey, I'm going to be in town. I want to meet up with you. Never do, never follow up. But that's not what happened with you.
No, I was back in Brazil. And I was coming here to travel and to know the city and to get to know everything that's about performance. That the whole world knows that this is the biggest city about music and performances and shows and everything that's better and greater in the entertainment art are here. They are coming here.
I agree.
So I felt like I should come to see everything. And then I started looking at on the internet, Facebook, Instagram, like agents, musicians, and everything else. And your response was pretty cool. Like I said that I was a musician. I sent you some videos, a lot of things actually. Every day I used to poke you like.
Yes, he poked me a lot.
Like, look at this. This is me playing. And I had a band back in Brazil and a lot of things going on. And then you said, all right, come. And when you come to meet me, come to see me playing, and then we talk.
I never thought you would. No one ever does, man. I mean, I'm just respectfully, I'm glad you did. But most people over my career have this, but no follow up. So you're the exception.
I'm really glad I did.
Yeah, me too.
It did change my life.
Yes, me too.
For better.
Yep.
Things are happening in a way that if you told me the way things are going here, like more than a year ago or something like that, it was just unthinkable. Like, really? Is this gonna happen? So I think that amuses me how some small windows in life, just small saying. Like, you just answer me like, yeah, man, come along. Mm-hmm. Just that.
Yeah.
And the day that I came to meet you at your restaurant, it just blows my mind how small, how just as acceptance. There is a line that says that when two people agree, it's done.
Yes.
And maybe everything comes from that, for agreeing. Like, come here, talk to me. Let's get to know each other.
Yes.
So I guess beauty can comes from everywhere.
Yes, it can.
Beleza.
I'm an energy guy, and your energy right away was great. I could tell you were full of you said what you meant, and you meant what you said. And so many people just say it but don't do it. You did both, and then now months later, now that we're working together, you're a hustler. You're always trying to find new work. You're always trying to expand your career. You're miles ahead of performers that have been here for a long time because they get complacent and they sort of get comfortable. And your whole mindset is more. I can do more. I can do more. I can do more. And I felt that the first time I met you. And that's why we're sitting here today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
I really appreciate. There's a thing about new things too. For me, everything is new.
Yeah.
So when everything is new, it's exciting. You can help yourself by being excited.
Yes.
And that's beautiful. And maybe that's the reason the day always starts over.
Yes.
So you can start over again and be excited about things that they have always been great for you, but somehow you don't feel that anymore.
Yep.
And why is that if every day is new?
That's a very, I hope we tag that somewhere because that's a great line. Every day is a new possibility.
It's a new the things that you have today are the things that you wanted back there, and why you're not excited anymore, or why you're not making it happen, or showing people that you are grateful for that.
Right. You sort of plateaued in Brazil. You felt like your career had kind of plateaued in terms of performing. Like you'd kind of taken it as far as you could, and you thought coming to the United States would just open everything up, and it really has done that for you, man.
It did. I have lived in Italy. I have lived in London, and I was being a performance back in Brazil. I had my own band. I had my 3 CDs, 1 DVD. 2014, I had a Sony Music agreement.
Yes.
And so I did big things. I used to play in big stages with great artists. But I guess life has its ways to listen. If you feel like you're not changing more the place where you are, if you're not, I felt like I was ever done. When I look at my whole year, it was like, I know all the gigs that I have. I know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I am contributing to anything more. So I don't know how to say. This is a thing that I just felt like I should move.
When you explained it to me, it was even more than that. It was more like you had to move. You felt like you really had to make the change because you were going to stay where you were because of the situation there, just because of the way it's structured. And you realize that here, it's endless possibilities. I mean, as we're sitting here right now, Las Vegas is becoming a sports town. We're getting these professional sports teams. Mark Wahlberg just bought a bunch of land. He's going to bring Hollywood to Las Vegas on top of what's already here, the entertainment capital of the world. So you couldn't have come at a better time, and you couldn't have brought more talent and more of an arsenal. Because to watch this guy perform, I have to tell you guys, he's incredible. It takes anyone sitting down and he gets them standing up, jumping off the couch in about 10 minutes, whether they want to or not. Like, you're going to jump with me, right? I love it.
That's the idea.
That's the idea.
I get too happy, man. When I start playing, I get happy. I cannot just.
That's great.
I don't hold myself.
What you understand, and I think a lot of people don't, is that being an entertainer is as important as being an accomplished player and singer. A lot of people can do this and this, but they forget that they're there to entertain the audience. It's only about the audience, because without them, we're working on a car wash. Well, without the audience, we're fixing motors, you know?
I think so, too. There are different ways of entertaining. In the way that I like is to get people in. And people do different kinds of show, different types of show. That's the reason, because sometimes you know, but as long as it's about who is seeing you and not just you doing, I don't know, playing or singing, or it's not only about that. That has to be a connection. It's about who is seeing you.
I couldn't agree more. I think that some people here in town are phenomenal singers, and they'll sing a song and they'll blow people away and people will applaud. They'll smile, and then they'll go to the next song. It's like you had an opportunity right there to connect, but you just thought about your own performance. I'm the kind of person like you that thinks now it's time to have some gratitude and say, well, thank you for listening. I'm really happy to be here. I hope you're having a great night. Just connecting with them, you know, because music is energy. You speak 4 languages, but music is the universal language.
Totally. This is super cool. When I lived in London, I used to busk. So I played on big stage and I busk, and I love both of them.
Busking means street performer.
Street performer. And in London, it's a pretty big thing. Like, it is.
Yeah.
You start playing and like big crowds coming in. Mm-hmm. And the beautiful thing is I have a box in my house with coins that I got from everywhere. I'm not kidding.
Nice.
It's like I have coins from everywhere, literally everywhere. And the most interesting places. So that means that music is universal. Every language, they listen to me singing, and somehow they understood and they got it. And that's why they came by my side to give me a coin.
Yep.
And that's why I have those things, because they remind me that there is a language that everybody can feel and share, which is music.
Yep.
It's impressive. I'm literally everywhere, different people, everything's different, but music It's fantastic.
I couldn't agree more.
I like it. I like that idea.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, me too.
So I've got my questions here for you. So what was your career like in Brazil before you moved here? You were playing gigs. You were working professionally. You had a studio, I believe.
I did. Actually, back 2009 and 10, I worked as audio engineer. It was a university that I went to the study to study audio.
Oh, okay.
And they had their own studio on the university.
Nice.
That is in São Paulo. And then I started working there as a audio engineer. After that, I did my own studio, and then I started playing with my band and my own songs. After I recorded my first CD, by the time it was CD.
Imagine that. Do you know how many people won't know what that means?
Yeah, CD, compact disc.
Compact disc.
Yeah. And then I started playing and have my own band. Lately, my last year in Brazil, I was with the whole band structure. So I used to play a lot of corporate gigs and weddings and pubs and bars. And I had my own stage sound system.
Right.
So we were kind of a company too.
Yeah, like a production company.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
So, and then when I was hired to do gigs, I had like DJs, I had saxophone players or violins or whatever it was needed to the gig. So it was pretty cool.
While we're talking about this, what is your website address so we can just drop it in here?
It's Thiago, which is Thiago, Gusi, Gusi. Yeah, but I think we can write that, right?
Let's write it. We'll write it on the, we'll tag it on the show.
Because Thiago is not, it's Thiago. It's not that common name.
Thiago is Beleza. That's what it is.
Do you know that Thiago in English is James?
I didn't know that.
My name is James
Your
from
name
the
is
Bible.
James from the Bible.
The Jesus followers, Thiago in Brazil is James.
So you're one of the 12 guys that hung around with Jesus.
I used to be. Yeah.
I don't think Michael made it into the Bible.
You're an angel.
I'm an angel, but I didn't get to hang out with Jesus, unfortunately. My next question for you is, what are you doing right now that you love the most in Las Vegas? What's your favorite thing now that you're playing professionally? You've gotten married. You're a married guy.
Look at me.
Look at you. Let's talk about it, man.
It was time in my life. Yeah. I'm 37 years old. And yes, that's it. Felt right.
Yeah.
And I'm happily married.
Yes. Happily married, have the career going. It's been less than a year.
Yeah.
That leads me to my next question. Where do you want to be in 5 years, man? What's the goal here? I mean, I know you have some big plans, some goals.
I do. 5 years, let me think.
That's a long time.
I
Maybe,
can think about like 1 year.
Maybe one. That's a bad question. I'm sorry.
Yes.
How about
I'm
1
always
year?
open after 1 year. Then there I see what happens, but I don't feel like getting out of Vegas. I do love this town. When you ask me like what I most likely here is living here.
Yeah.
Is waking up here in Las Vegas. I wake up, say, thank you, Lord, I'm in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And then I look from my window, I can see the strip, and then I see the strip. To the other side, you see the mountains. They're beautiful.
Yep.
Now they're covered in snow. It's impressive.
Right.
But being here, there is something about life. There's the lights, the life. You know that life's happening.
Yes.
You're back in a place that amuses me. The first time I came here, I thought it was just a party city, like everyday parties. But there is a side of Las Vegas which is living here that's peaceful. It's family.
Yep.
Has a lot of values.
Yep.
Important things for you to live on. That amuses me. Like every time, if I feel like it, I just go to the strip and I have a lot of entertainment there.
I know.
Or if I want to be in peace, I just go back home.
Yep.
And that's cool.
Right.
So yes, I love living here. Like waking up in Las Vegas is fantastic.
A lot of people that are creative people like us are living in places where there really are not a lot of opportunities. You know, they have the internet, they can go on and create YouTube channels and perform virtually for people. But having a lot of venues to perform in just isn't a reality for a lot of musicians around the world. unless you're in a major city, you're in Paris, you're in London. But most people aren't, right? But you're living in a place where there's literally more work than musicians. There's more gigs than players, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So you couldn't be. So it also makes, for me as a motivated entrepreneur and business guy and a musician, like I have no excuse to not be busy. I have no excuse to not be working as hard as I want to be. You know, this town gives you that. Not every town does.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. Back when I was living in Brazil, which is São Paulo. Brazil is huge. So São Paulo is the biggest city. São Paulo is the city and a state. So the city of São Paulo is like 20 million people. So São Paulo, you can play a lot.
Yes.
But I was living like 100 miles from São Paulo. And you have like nice cities, nice area. I have absolutely everything that we have here. The same ways. They're pretty close. If you think about Brazil, which has nothing to do with Latin, it's South America, but the Latin, it's not Brazil. It's another language, it's another culture, and it's much more connected to Italians and Spanish. Not Spanish, Italian and Portuguese, than it is to Spanish, and much more like United States. United States has a lot of influence in Brazil. The radios play United States songs.
Yes.
So a lot of the culture it comes by all the big brands and everything. And I was living in this is to say that I was living in a city, and I had to constantly play in other cities because my city I played they had like two bars,
Right.
two big pubs, and
Right.
I play in one. That's done.
Right.
And you play like once a week in a month.
Right.
So I was constantly traveling with the band.
Yep.
So every Thursday we got in the road,
Yeah.
bring everything and go to another city. So it was a lot of dislocation. Here you just strip.
I know.
Or anywhere else.
I know. There's tons of work here, man. It's great.
Yeah.
I feel very fortunate to be here as well. There's so much happening all the time. We're getting bigger and bigger all the time. I'm really glad you did this. I'm really glad you came here. I'm glad that you found me, and I'm glad this is working out for you, man.
Me too.
I really am.
I am.
Now I know that you have a song that you're very proud of. That you mentioned earlier in the show that you recorded it with a pretty famous producer.
Yeah.
Would you?
Of course.
With enough notice to our tech team.
Yeah.
You feel like playing it, man? You
course.
want to take some water a little bit? Are you good to sing?
I'm good, I think. You can join me on the play. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What key are we in, sir?
B minor.
B minor. I like B minor.
You do?
Do you mind if we play a song, guys? We're gonna play a little tune. This is his. Can you give us a quick little intro to the song, please? If you don't mind?
Yes. This song I wrote. When I was in Milan, in Italy. I wrote this song. The name is Ai Ai Amor, and since I have been playing this song, seems like everybody knows already. So it's catchy. It's dancing. My show was always dancing, so it comes along with the artist that I was doing. And now I record this song with a pretty big Brazilian producer. He's actually here in the United States with Gloria Stefan. He won a Grammy last year, and we have this song recorded. Just think strategies to come along with this.
Let's nudge him. Let's nudge him a little bit. Yeah. Come on, man. Let's release this tune.
Yeah. Go like this. Ayer te vi y llegaste tan bonita así, tan bonita que no resistí y por poquito no me apasioné. Aunque así yo me tengo que controlar y si por ti yo me dejo llevar, ya no sé dónde esto va a parar. Ay, ay, amor, si te llegas y me balas y me robas el corazón. Ay, ay, amor, y bailando sin te eleva lo que resta de mi razón. Ay, ay, amor, si te llegas y me balas y me robas el corazón. Ay, ay, amor, y bailando sin te eleva lo que resta de mi razón. Ay, ay, ay. Got it. Ayer te vi y llegaste tan bonita así, tan bonita que no resistí y por poquito no me apasioné. Aunque así yo me tengo que controlar y si por ti yo me dejo llevar, ya no sé dónde esto va a parar. Ay, ay, amor, Si te llegas y me balas y me robas el corazón, ay, ay, amor. Y bailando sin te lleva lo que resta de mi razón, ay, ay, amor. Si te llegas y me balas y me robas el corazón, ay, ay, amor. Y bailando sin te lleva lo que resta de mi razón. Ay, amor, si te llegas y me balas y me robas el corazón, ay, ay, amor. Y bailando sin te lleva lo que resta de mi razón, ay, ay, amor. Si te llegas y me balas y me robas el corazón, ay, ay, amor. Y bailando sin te lleva lo que resta de mi razón, ay, ay, ay.
Yeah. All right. Is there a place online where someone could buy that song right now?
Right now, no, you can listen to it at YouTube. I have a video playing with the band live.
Okay.
But not yet, as we are releasing it. So but soon enough.
Soon enough. So they have to listen to this podcast to hear the song in this format too, acoustic.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's pretty cool.
It's a very cool song.
You learn how to sing, right? Ay, ay, amor.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
It's a great tune. So I think we're headed toward the end here. I mean, I'm so glad that you're in town. I'm so glad that. By the way, I was just a quick little note about myself. I was an exchange student in college, and I had a Latin American Studies minor. And in order to complete the program, you have to spend a semester away at a Latin American country. And every 5 years, it would land on Brazil. And I landed on the 5th year. I was just telling you before we started the show, I've been studying Spanish my whole life, and I ended up going to a country that speaks Portuguese. The day that I arrived in Espírito Santo,
Yeah.
my host mother said to me in Portuguese, I know two words in English. Hello and hachi dog. I'm like,
Hachi doggy.
hachi doggy. I'm like, I'm in trouble, man. I don't speak any of this language. But by the time I left, I was pretty fluent, pretty functional. And then my host sister came and lived with me my whole senior year of college. So we would speak Portuguese in the house. That kind of cemented it for me, But that was a long time ago. So, esqueci muito.
Now you do speak really well. It's not an easy language at all.
No.
It's really hard to get it, and you got it.
Thank you,
Like
man.
I know you. We have been speaking Portuguese sometimes. And
Yes.
He does. He reminds everything.
I'm functional, but not fluent.
He can. Yeah, he can.
So if people come to Las Vegas and they want to see you perform, where can they do that?
This week I'll be at Mandalay Bay, Venetian, and the Link. But at my website, my Instagram page, it's always there. So it's thiagogusi.com or Thiago Gusi on every social media like Facebook, Instagram. There's only me with that name. Thiago Gusi, that's me.
Can you spell it for the folk?
Yes, it's Thiago, Thiago Gusi, Gusi. Got it?
Got it.
Thiago
Got it.
Gusi. Yeah.
And I want to give a shout out to the Martin Guitar Company. We're both playing Martin instruments. We both also have LR Bags active M1 pickups. There's a lot. I'm dropping some names here.
Yeah.
This is I'm sponsoring the show right now, but eventually I like to just Dunlop guitar picks.
Pretty much the same setup.
Anything that we can pitch, right?
Yeah. This was funny because when I met you, you were saying like, I love Martin guitars with other LR Bags, and that's pretty much the same.
That's trippy.
That's trippy.
I didn't see that coming, but there's a reason for it. These guitars, I mean, the company that makes this guitar has been around since the 19th century. They know how to make fantastic instruments, and the LR Bags Active M1 is a game changer for me as a pro player. The tone I can get, the harmonics that I can produce.
It's true.
I've never been able to do it with another pickup system. And this comes with a Fishman Matrix, which is usually a fantastic guitar pickup for acoustic instruments. The LR Bags to me blows it away.
It does. It is. I like it too. And all right, so there is one thing about you too. I didn't know this time in my life that I would meet, that I will have the opportunity to have a new friend.
Yeah, man.
Friendships, they happen like when you're young.
Yes.
After you're kind of a little bit older, you don't get you get colleagues or you meet people on the way, but I truly can say like it was a great friendship that
Yes.
came along in my life,
Me too, man.
and I won't forget it.
Me either.
If I get to the 90s, I will still remember. Yes,
Me too, buddy. I think
the Soli guy.
I think that, how can I say that? I want to say this as respectfully as I can and without even a hint of being sexist, because I'm not. But I think that women, over the course of their lifetimes, are better than men at maintaining connections, at maintaining networks of friends. You know, all the women in my life that I've known, family, friends, and colleagues, women tend to always have a circle that they support each other. But guys tend to become lone wolves.
Yeah.
The older we get, we sort of just become our own
Yeah.
lone wolves. Just nature. I don't know why, but I'm with you. I didn't plan on making a new friend either. And ironically, when you met me, you found out that I had been an exchange student in Brazil, that I spoke Portuguese. It was, I don't know, it was fate, it was energy, but I'm really glad that it happened, man. I think you're going to have an incredible career here in Las Vegas, and I hope this song of yours catches like fire and blows up and changes the world and changes your life. I really do. I want that for you, man.
Thank you very much, Mike.
As we're sitting here right now, your dad's here in the studio too.
Yeah, my dad is more famous than me right now. Everywhere I go, he's always together. He's retired, so he's always with me. You know, all the gigs and concerts and everything, and people just love him.
Silver Fox.
Yeah, it's
#
true.
Silver Fox.
Yeah, it has been, and I gotta tell you that sometimes I feel people get inspired by this connection I have with my father. I think makes a lot of sense when you go together. People look and say, "Oh, look how nice it is. It's the father and the son."
It's beautiful, man.
And
It's beautiful.
so yes, I had a pretty good model back home, like my mother and my father and my house. So that's pretty important, pretty big deal. And I'm happy that shows in everywhere I go playing, and people see him and get inspired by that. Like, yes, if I want to be a dad, I wish I could do that too.
How soon until your siblings come and visit you in Las Vegas?
It won't take long.
They need to come, man.
They need to come.
They need to come.
Yeah, and they're super cool. My siblings are super cool.
I can't wait to meet them.
Yeah. And let's see how it goes. Everything has been an adventure. I have no idea. The time is flying by. I barely see what's going on. A lot of gigs and new people and really cool things going on, and all about music and playing. And I'm really glad and in a great place right now. And the big part of this is you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Really,
Thank
you by being who you are.
Well, thank you. But so in the first episode, the first one that I had Jeff Higginbotham on, Toad from Stonies, we kept mentioning about how important it is to hustle as an artist, as an independent artist. So I appreciate you acknowledging my part in your story so far. But the truth is, you're the one making it happen, man. Because you're not just playing the gigs I'm booking for you. You're networking. You're going out. You're meeting people. You're playing with different people. You're doing exactly what you should be. You hit the ground running. You know, you hit the ground and you went for it. And every day you find a new connection, and that's the secret to it. I think being a network connection specialist is super important. And you're starting over again, so you have to make a lot of new connections. But you're doing it. And with all different kinds of musicians, DJ, everybody, it's so important to be active, because a lot of people that have been here for a long time have kind of plateaued too. They're in a town with tons of opportunities, but in their heart, they're like, I make enough money, I have enough gigs, I'm cool. You're the opposite. You're like, more gigs, more money, more opportunities, more people to meet, and to me, that's so important, right?
Yes. And for me, it comes natural. I love doing it.
Yeah.
It's not an effort at all. Every time I got to play, I love being playing. That's what I do. I wake up like I want to play. I want to.
It's who you are.
Yes, and I like to talk to people. I really do.
Yeah.
To get to know. And one thing that I have always done, because I want to, is go to see my friends playing.
Yes.
I always go. If I
Yes.
can, I'm always there. I want to see then play, and pretty cool about it. Not like I don't know how to explain. I go to enjoy.
I know what you mean. It's not a competition. You're not
not at
competing
all.
with your friends. You're supporting them. And I think that's another thing about this town that a lot of musicians, how can I say this? It's a zero-sum game in some sense. Because if I have the gig that night, that means you don't have it. But we're in a town where there's gigs for everybody. There's enough work for everyone. So it doesn't have to be a zero-sum game. We can all support each other and help each other get more and do more.
Yeah,
That's how I see it.
me too.
I always have, you know?
Yeah, me too. And that and I really believe in everybody's language and connection. For example, it's not about how well you play the guitar or how well you sing, or it's about like some people will enjoy seeing you, some people will enjoy more seeing other people performing because they have connections and thoughts, the
100%,
ways that
yep.
they understand that way of playing, that way of behaving. A lot of the artists is behavior, like the way you talk, walk, move, and much more than the sound that gets connected to who is listening to you. But believing in that makes me want to go to see other people performing and not be judgy or thinking anything else. I just enjoy it. Like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
My take on what you just said is, and I think this is super, super important for anyone in a creative field. The most important gift you can give to the audience is making them feel a certain way, you know? And you do that. When you perform, you make people feel excited about the music. And what you're saying is when you go and support a friend who's playing music, you get into their energy and support their energy.
Yeah.
That's what it is, you know? Because how you make people feel, they're not going to remember the names of the songs. They're not going to remember your playlist. They're going to remember how you made them feel. That's something you can't. And then when they think of your name in their head, they go, that guy's awesome. He made me feel great. I want to bring my friends so they feel great too. Like it's contagious.
Yeah.
And that's what you have. You're a natural entertainer. I don't know if you can learn it or not from a book, but you learned it a long time ago, and your live shows are just alive. I watch the videos, man. You're just jumping off the walls. It's fantastic.
Me too.
People are in their chairs just
sometimes I watch the video and then I go, oh God.
Yeah, but you're in the moment. But you know what? You were in that moment.
I am.
And that's what happened. Hey,
it's so funny.
That's what happened.
A lot of times I finish the song when I listen to any record. I finish something. I say, God, I do things that I.
So here's the thing: the recording studio is
work.
The recording studio is where you're surgical. Live performance is where you're party. Just the moment you feel it.
It
right?
happens. It happens,
Yeah.
and it's contagious. But it's funny. It's funny to see. Sometimes I look and say, God.
Well, we're going to wrap things up, but I wanted to say thank you for coming on the show. Please follow his career and his journey, ThiagoGusi.com. Hope you follow this show as well. Check out Bold, this neurotropic drink. You can find it on the Bold content website. And we're going to keep bringing you cool content here in the podcast format for a long time to come. So thanks for listening. Thiago, thank you for being here. And Beleza.
Beleza. Valeu, Mike.
Valeu. Thank you.
Ai, ai, amor, se me chega, se me fala, se me roba, zero coração. Ai, ai, amor, e bailando se te